Hello YouTube, this is Tammy Pie and I'm back with another video. I am still here in Santa Fe and I'm having a very large time. I'm having a really good time seeing friends, old friends, people I haven't seen in a really long time. We went to Albuquerque for a couple days. Visited the zoo, which was gruesome, but but you know. So taking walks, going swimming, and just having good fellowship time with my old friend Paula. My good friend Hera is who we went to visit in Albuquerque. She and her husband Gary have a beautiful home there. I put some pictures on Instagram. My very good friend Laura is also coming tonight. She is also a Gemini. And we're supposed to attend a birthday dinner tomorrow night. But lots of friends, lots of fun. I did want to come on here and do what will be the last birthday deck-in video, because today is the 20th already, which is the changeover, the summer solstice. And you know, enough is enough. I'm sure you're tired of being spammed. So let me give you something kind of cool. I mean, I'm not going to do the giveaway like I wanted to at the very end here, because the deck I'm giving away is back in Yakima, and I want to be able to go through it and do like a little feature on that deck. However, I do have some gifts that I got for my birthday, and that I went to the Meta store this morning and bought a couple of things for myself, and then maybe share a little practice with you. I know I mentioned before that I was kind of re-studying. I knew I was going to get one of these gifts, and so I thought I'm going to go back and read over some stuff so that I can refresh my knowledge from a different perspective. You know, if you look at tarot again 10 years later, how differently do you see it? But we'll get to that. Okay, first let me show you. My friends gave me 4 books. Okay, and the first one is this one, and that's the book I'm talking about. Tarot Mirror of the Soul, Handbook for the Aleister Crowley Tarot by Gerard Ziegler. Okay, and many of you Thoth heads will know this book, but some people might not, and it's a great reference book. It's not too overly wordy. It's much easier to digest than the Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley. She also gave me this, which I was happy to have because I've never had the actual steampunk tarot, but I have heard that this guidebook is a very good one. She gave me this one, which I was really excited to have, and I put a picture of this deck up on my Instagram, and someone told me what it is, which was really helpful. But I like these books that are from a different time period in tarot, because I think it enriches our knowledge of tarot to go back and read what other people were saying in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early aughts. And it's a pip deck, so, and not a Marseille, but a pip deck. So it's interesting to look at a guidebook for a pip deck in that way. And then this, Tarot is a Way of Life, which the illustrations are RWS. And this is about Jungian stuff, which I've always meant to look at the whole Jungian connection, and I've never read anything before on it, so I'm thrilled to have this. Yay! Okay, so, and then this morning we got this, which is when, okay, so I'm in New Mexico, right? I like to, when I buy something that is cultural like this, I like for the author to have an awareness of that culture and preferably to be from that culture. I want them to be the ones making my money. Okay. So this is like a really well educated Latino man. Pretty cute too. And also, I got it from a very nice, independent bookstore here in Santa Fe called Prana, which is right around the corner from my friend Paula's house. And I also finally got this, the Tarot de St. Croix, which I had never had. And I don't know why. I met Lisa de St. Croix at Newt's 2 years ago. She was the featured artist. And I didn't realize she was a Santa Fe artist. The owner of the Prana store said, yeah, she brings her stuff in here. That's how I'm able to sell it. She comes in and brings them. So I'm really stoked on that. Okay. So the little bit of tarot practice that I wanted to share with you. So I want to go through this book, but I've said before, it is very difficult when you're, reading through. I mean, some people can do it. Some people have their minds organized well enough so they can read from page 1 to page 192 and absorb the whole thing. For me, I'm a very hit and land, fly and land type learner. I need to learn things a little at a time, a leaf at a time, like the head of lettuce, I guess. So the other day, when we were coming home from Albuquerque, there was a really, really horrible traffic accident. And what happened was there were 50-mile-an-hour winds that were blowing across the highway, and they were kicking up a dust storm. And the visibility was really bad. And I mean, my friend was driving a Subaru and going pretty slow, but still it's interstate and people are like always in a hurry and stuff. So a lot of people had pulled over, trucks had pulled over. They weren't going to risk it, but I guess somebody had been drinking and they were going fast, and it caused a 23-car pileup, from which 18 people were hospitalized. And it took over an hour and a half for them to untangle things enough so that, and this was both sides of an interstate, so that people could pass through and get going. And really tragic and traumatic. And so what do you do when you're a tarot reader? You throw cards. Give me a message from spirit, right? What do I do with these feelings of, had it been 30 seconds earlier, I could have been in that accident. I could be lying in the hospital right now. And I'm not. I was very fortunate. I do feel like Max, brought his hands down and helped a little bit, because, I got my double rainbow afterward. I saw a double rainbow over the mountain. And so the deck that I took to pull with, it's interesting because I brought a bunch of decks. I brought like 10 decks and a Lenormand. And I didn't bring my Dame Darcy, which I usually do. And I took the Tarot of the Magical Forest to read the haunted places. I went to the old hospital. St. Vincent's has turned into a hotel, and that place is way haunted. It always was because of where it's at, but it's even more haunted now. And so I took the Tarot of the Magical Forest and read there, and it was not nearly as cute and cuddly as you would think. It was actually pretty dramatic reading. It was really fun. We did first like an identify the ghost thing, where I did a 6-card spread. I did 2 cards for when were you here, 2 cards for who are you, and 2 cards for how did you die. And the reading was pretty cool. And then, when my friend came out of the bathroom on the 5th floor, she was like, man, there is something in there. And to be honest, we were both severely altered by massive amounts of caffeine. But, when you feel the presence of those feelings, that juju, you feel it. So why tell yourself, no, I'm not feeling that? The human body is the most sensitive instrument for feeling that kind of thing. So the practice I wanted to talk about is kind of a little bit like tarot stacking, okay? But not really. So what I wanted to show you is the cards that I pulled for this accident situation were from the Nicoletta Ciccoli, which some people would call cute, some people would call cutesy spooky. But for me, it's just a familiar deck. It's got a lot of me mixed into it because I've used it so often. It could have been in my busted up decks, because it is kind of busted up. So what I did was I took the cards that I pulled from the Ciccoli and looked them up in the Thoth. So what I'm getting from that, you read the foreword, which is just a few pages, and then after that it's all card meanings. And this is a really nice one because it gives you kind of an overall in a short space. It really does serve as a very good guidebook. They should sell this with the Thoth Tarot, honestly, I believe. So what you get here, okay, is you're reintroducing yourself to these Thoth meanings. So these were my first meanings for the Prince of Air. But I have to, again, because I've been kind of Marseille and RWS, I don't always think of the prince as the knight. Sometimes I just go knights or knights, okay? But what I need to do is bring myself back to my roots. I need to relearn this stuff, re-look at this stuff, reread some things, including the Book of Thoth. I will be reading some of the Book of Thoth. And a good way to do that is when you throw, what started out as 4 cards, ended up being 7 cards. Look them all up in the book. And even if you're getting the same cards, look up the same cards over and over again, and it makes you absorb it. It makes it sweet again. Okay? So, there will be more videos. I'm going to start reading this book on Santa Muerte. I mean, this guy is he's like a PhD. He's like a super smart guy too, which I love. I love picking the brains of super smart people who are into metaphysical shit, right? So look forward to more from this. And thank you for coming. And happy solstice.